Well, hello there, and welcome to Solar Professor. I'm your Solar Professor, Steve Geiger, and I'm very excited to be bringing you the Solar Professor video series. Today, I just want to do a quick intro of some of the things that we're going to cover in this series. So let's get started. So, a few things in this introduction. I'd like to talk about my background briefly, the goals of the video series, some of the lesson topics, and of course the objectives of those topics. And then, quickly, I'd like to define photovoltaics for you. So, let's get started. I have been a real solar college professor for almost 10 years now. I've been teaching at some local colleges in my area. We cover beginning photovoltaics, intermediate and advanced. I'm an expert in developing hands-on programs, and I'm happy to consult with folks in regards to their photovoltaics programs as well. I have taught a curriculum based upon the NABCEP standards, and that is the North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners. It's really the de facto solar exam in the United States. And so my students have placed extremely high, in fact one of the highest pass rates in the country in my solar programs at the colleges. Very excited and very honored in regards to that. Some of the goals that I have for the video series are to provide a better understanding of what solar really is, how the technology works, and the basics for folks who might be interested in actually taking the NABCEP exam. Also, we're going to be covering specific lesson topics based upon exam questions, ideas and concepts and so forth. For example, covering Ohm's Law, that's critical. And I have specific ways that I'll cover Ohm's Law with you. Another topic is series versus parallel. Some of the rudimentary things that are super important to designing and developing a solar photovoltaic system. IV curve concepts. Basically how the solar panel works, how it produces power, and how it generates with the inverter device that is required for residential and commercial connections. So those are a few of the topics that we'll be covering, amongst several others that I've outlined as well. The objectives are to cover it in a fun, professional, and synergistic environment. I'd love to hear from you. I really love your participation, and I'd love to be able to bring this live to you if you're interested in me coming out to your particular site. So, anyways, that's the whole concept and the idea of Solar Professor. Again, I'm honored, I'm super excited to be able to bring it to you and pass upon all of these years of knowledge. So, let's get started with one quick concept. And that is the word photovoltaics itself. Here's where it comes from. The term photo comes from the Greek phos, which means light. And then of course volt is derived from Alessandro Volta. He's a pioneer in the field of electricity. And there you have it, photovoltaics. Again, it really means solar electric. That's what we're going to be talking about here. There is other concepts, solar thermal for example, that happens to be solar, water-based solar type stuff and equipment. So, let's go ahead and define it. This is a long definition right here. Basically what photovoltaics is the ability to capture the sun, the electricity from the sun. And the way that happens is we use a solar panel. And what our solar panel does when it sits out in direct sunlight is the photons of light get captured by the elements that are in the actual solar cells here. It excites electrons, gets them moving, and actually gets it to produce usable energy for us. Very amazing concept. Allows us to go ahead and get energy virtually free from the sun. The sun is always on. It is always free when it's on. And that's one of the things that I do love about solar. What also happens is the electrons move through the wiring. They have to be converted from direct current to alternating current to go ahead and supply our homes, our businesses. There are some loads that are just direct current that we can plug the solar panel directly into, but most of us who are interested in going solar or who have a solar system now live in a residential home, for example, which may be running off of alternating current. And so we need a device called an inverter to convert the direct current to alternating current for us. We're going to get much deeper into those particular concepts. But again, I hope this has given you a quick introduction to what I'll be covering, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try to be as fun as possible in these presentations, and we're going to get you some great information. And again, this is information that you can apply to the National Solar Exam, the NABCEP exam, if you are interested in doing so. So, without further ado, we'll move on to the next video, and get you started. Thanks again.